the only thing we can predict with any certainty, it will not be slow.
No, I've been looking forward to this since Thepchaiya won his semi-final this afternoon, 4-3 against Karen Wilson. Mouth-watering prospect, this match. Two players who just want to go for their shots. They just want to pot the balls, clear up in one visit, play snooker the correct way.
Unnu needs to make a much better start than he did in the final on Sunday over in Yushan. Trailed 7-1 there. That's something you simply can't afford to do against a player of Trump's exceptional caliber. As usual, though, in the preamble, Alan McManus very perceptive, saying that tonight Trump might be the one who plays more defensively.
Yeah, you'd have to say Trump is the more complete match player. There's no doubt about that, being world champion, world #1. I think he knows the times when to push the boat out and when not to, whereas Thepchaiya, well, Thepchaiya's boat is always out there, isn't it? This afternoon, just some of the shots that Alan and I were gasping at in the studio when we thought he was going to play safe, but he just kept on attacking. Great to watch. I wouldn't change his game. You wouldn't expect many more frames above sort of the 11-12 minute mark in this match, Phil.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning in Thepchaiya's homeland, but I would hazard a guess many fans of his will be watching the action.
The Jumbo.
Speculative, very close, but a little loose because he has left the red.
It's interesting you saying it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Thailand. It's both these players' body clocks is probably at 2 AM, having just come back from China, literally yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see if this match did go close, 6-4, 6-5, how it would affect them. But that's first serious mistake in this game, and it's been made by the world champion. First chance for Thepchaiya.
One.
Struck beautifully. hangs his head. I think it was a poor contact.
8.
Sure, he's still on the red. And you can see it's pretty close though.
9.
I think there's a couple of reds to the left of the pink. We'll pot to right middle, so no problem here. Just a little screw back. Getting judged to perfection.
16. 17.
Third black, Phil. He's no stranger to 147s. He's also no stranger to missing the final black, unfortunately, but he's made a few.
Well, he's made 2 147s.
24.
400 Classic, 2016. English Open last year.
I'm positive he didn't play for this. He played for the red in the middle again, but overhit it, and that, to me, never looked on that shot.
Thepchaiya 24.
The red that's tight on the cushion, I think, is the one that Judd has to play, and he's got to stun it for position the black. It's very easy to decelerate on these, miss them thin. Well, in fact, he played to
1.
make sure of the pot and knew that it was going to be finish awkward on this black. Interesting there. Yeah, he's missed a difficult black. It was a choice of playing the
From
more difficult
1.
red for the easy black, or the easy red for the difficult black, and whatever, he missed an opportunity.
One.
Now, this is the sort of situation, Phil. This frame could be over in 2 or 3 minutes.
He played that shot so positively and completely without hesitation. That's the way he is. He just sees a table so quickly, and he can take a match away from even the best in no time.
That's very, very careless. Very, very careless. He'll be furious with that. And I think you see there the reason why Thepchaiya hasn't, we haven't seen him in the final stages of lots of tournaments, is he does put in a little bit more unforced errors than a lot of the players. If he could cut those out, boy, he'd be a force.
Well, for me, it's deja vu.
Thepchaiya
He's
8.
Asia's Tony Drago, isn't he? He used to be so infuriating to watch, Tony, because he's got so much talent and yet couldn't quite do it at times because those unforced errors crept in.
Excellent shot from Judd Trump. Had to get the cover with the green, so he didn't leave this red over the left corner pocket. Played to perfection. Same problem now for his opponent. Playing a containing shot. This looks okay. don't know if the red to the left of the pink is available to the right middle. Obviously not. If it is, Judd Trump has decided to keep things tight for the moment. It puts pressure on your safety play when you play someone like Thepchaiya, because you know if you stick anything out, he's going to go for it. Okay, might not always get it, but it's just in the back of your mind. You just don't want to leave him anything.
I will say, if for world champions safety play can be underrated, I think Trump's is. It's getting better all the time, and when it comes to laying snookers and escaping from them, I think he's absolutely top-notch. But it's not the part of the game that he's recognised for. Well, one good solid pot here, and the world number one could make a few.
One. Eight. Nine.
One thing Judd Trump will want to do in this match, being the favourite for, well, the tournament, not only this match, is to stamp his authority on his more inexperienced opponent as soon as possible.
16.
Put him under pressure, put him on the back foot. We've seen this afternoon
17.
what happens when Thepchaiya gets into a rhythm. He rolled off 3 frames in a row against Karen Wilson in no time at all.
Twenty-two. 23. 29. 30. 12.
That's a big error.
Judd Trump 30.
That's a poor
Down
shot
5.
for someone of Judd's ability. Anything but that side of the red. Didn't actually need to hit it that hard either. So a reprieve for Thepchaiya. Dear. A little bit of a scrappy frame. Probably not what anyone expected.
Well, that's his third very good chance and all have been wasted. What's he got to show for it? A 6-point lead, that's all.
One.
Against a world champion, a current world champion, if you
8.
get one chance of frame, you should be grateful. Anu now trails,
9.
and it's entirely his own fault.
Fourteen. 15.
Not quite the desired amount of travel on the cue ball there. Okay, he's on the black, but didn't want this amount of angle. And forget position, it's a tricky pot in itself.
Yeah, I think he'd be tempted to move that red that's on the left-hand side cushion here. Just nudge it towards the yellow pocket. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, a little bit straight on the red.
22.
Just played this at such a nice pace. There was no just hitting and hoping. Probably try and screw the cue ball to that left-hand side cushion. Just miss obviously the left middle pocket and give himself a choice of red to either right middle, right corner. Play for an area. Don't think he'll play for it to the pocket where the pink's close to. It's too much. Putting your eggs in one basket. So yeah, playing down the left-hand side of the table, and this is beautiful. Okay, may have
0.7.
a cute angle to right middle. Don't know if it goes past the green.
He's 22 in front, Trump, so the blue and the yellow will be enough.
$33.
I just had a little glimpse of Thepchaiya, who's shaking his head a little bit. He knows he's had chances in this first frame.
$38. $42. Just around 42 and the frame.
An agreeable start for Judd Trump, an annoying one for Thepchaiya Anu. This scoreline should be reversed. As it is, the world champion has drawn first blood. Judd Trump leads the tie by a frame to 0. Judd Trump is in the midst of a glittering career, but as my co-commentator will tell you, there's always room in the trophy cabinet
Thank
for
you.
one more.
Second frame.
He would
Judd
love
Trump's
to win the
break.
Champion of Champions and maintain this extraordinary strike rate in 2019.
Yeah, greed is an important aspect of being the best in any sport. Never settling, always want more. Wiggled in, gets that cue ball to stop.
One.
Doesn't look like it's going to. So unfortunately for Thepchaiya, it's only going to be 1 point and a snooker.
Thepchaiya, 1.
On most tables, playing that shot in that manner, the cue ball would not have made its journey. But on this table, it's such a beauty, it floated into the reds. I think this Rasson table is one of the stars of a star-encrusted tournament.
Brilliant safety shot from Judd Trump. Aggressive safety shot. Deliberately opening the reds up. And getting that excellent cue ball. He's really put his opponent in trouble.
Foul. And a miss. Judd from 4.
Sometimes I think people need reminding before the rule on the miss was changed in the early 90s. That would not have been called a miss, and there would have been no advantage gained by Judd Trump. Quite clearly, it should have been called a miss, and so I for one are grateful for the rule being in operation for so many years.
Well, if that's the shot he played, it's just wonderful touch. Okay, had one practice shot at it, but still. Surely this doesn't cut, does it? Well, obviously we're not down at shot level, but to me that never looked on. Obviously it was, because Judd wouldn't have played it. Tough shot. Now, can Thepchaiya get scoring?
1.
Well, I think this is the longest I've seen him think about a shot when he's been on a pot ever. There's almost, the reds are everywhere, it's almost what to play for. He wants to get the black back on its spot as soon as possible. I mean, he'd love to get on the red that's to the right of the black, to play a plant onto the one that's over the pocket, then you leave yourself nicely on the black. But I don't think it takes some shot to get there from here.
4.
Yeah, he's coming down to look at that now, and he's got perfect angle in the brown to play the shot. And also the blue can swing the cue ball to the left-hand side of the table. Yep, that's perfect. Now he can play the plant. I mean, he'd like to leave
9.
this red he's playing over the corner, but it doesn't really matter.
10.
The fact that he missed 3 or 4
17.
good chances in the first frame might have just sharpened up his concentration in this visit to the table.
18.
Determined not to let that happen again.
$25.
The way the Reds are, it's only really lack of concentration that's going to beat Thepchaiya here in this visit.
$26.
We must make the point that he's not an overnight
33.
sensation. He's been a professional now for 10 years. Won the World Amateur Championship in
34.
Austria in 2008, then turned professional. He's actually 4 years older than his opponent. The older man is the rising star, the younger man is the established star.
41.
Manu arrived here 22nd in the
42.
world rankings, his best ever position. And with a good performance in the Northern Ireland Open and the UK Championship. Oh, he might make the Masters, but he doesn't make the blue. He does not
Down,
make the
42.
blue.
Another unforced error. Criminal, really, at this level against this opponent.
1.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Phil, he's in terms of talent, he's a top 8 player, but talent alone isn't enough in any sport. Ability to
8.
keep your concentration and focus when the pressure's on is equally important.
$9.
This time it's Judd Trump's turn to be careless. He looks a little bit bemused how the cue balls ended up here. Doesn't look like he wants to play a safety shot. He plays shots that no one else in the game plays. Phenomenal shot. How has the cue ball avoided the blue here?
13.
The white reacted there like one of those boozy balls used to get that went all over the place when you wanted to play a practical joke on someone.
$14. Green ball. 17.
Just thinking, Phil, that last brown that Judd Trump played, what percentage of professionals would have rolled up behind a colour there?
101.7.
Well, both the players we've seen playing last night, Allen and Selby,
24.
definitely would have in that match.
25.
Just grazed the red, didn't really move it from its awkward position, but there's still time.
31.
Looks to be too straight on the pink now, so if he wants to win the frame at this visit, it's going to be a double to left middle. Has he got any angle at all? We know he's got the cue power to do it. Oh, it's the double. So this you would think is frame ball.
38.
He's a really good doubler, Judd Trump.
And that's another great shot. The black wasn't a gimme by any stretch.
46.
Kill it.
Complaints now, sorry. Oh no, no.
48. $51.
Trump just 2 pots away from 2-0.
$55.
It's been a wonderful break, and obviously that brown into the left middle was the highlight.
$60.
Well, that was a massive kick, but it didn't
Trump
make any
60.
difference whatsoever.
Frame.
Not the biggest break he's made today, Judd Trump, but one of the very best. And because of that, he has doubled his advantage. The world champion leads Thepchaiya by 2 frames to 0. Thepchaiya has got early problems in this quarter-final of the Manpet Champion of Champions of 2019. You don't want to be 2-0 down in a best of 11 against anyone, let alone Judd Trump. I think the worst aspect of the way things are going for Anu is that he's had 4 chances thus far. 3 in the first frame, 1 in the second. so far at least, this is an action replay of the first session of the World Open final on Sunday. Anu all over the place.
Yeah, he looks a little bit intimidated by the situation, his opponent, everything at the moment. He's just not settled at all tonight. So plenty of chances. Here's another one.
Well, the pot success for both players very low, 79% from Anu. Surely that's going to improve.
Eight.
He'll be looking for an angle this time on the black to go into the bunch. Hopefully at least
Nine.
leave himself. Well, as I say, leave himself in the red that's to the left of the bunch, but he wants to stun into the two reds at the bottom of the pack, the right hand side. Stun into that one. Perfect. Now, needs a bit of luck. It's very unfortunate. He might still have that red to left corner. But he hit the
16.
pack absolutely perfectly. You can't play that shot with screw, the bottom of the cue ball, because the cue ball ends up coming back towards that left corner pocket.
Jana, 16.
Use the blue intentionally as a blocker. Very good cue ball as well.
One.
Cracking pot, and to hold the cue ball this side of the balk line was perhaps even better.
Three. Four. Eleven. 12.
That was a nice strike. Stun run through off the cushion. The black. Screw shot with touch of left hand side just to widen the angle of the cue ball.
19.
Himself nice on this red. Now I'd like to possibly just leave the cue ball where the red is here. A high black to go into the bunch.
20.
Don't want to play this with too much topspin. You're almost quite near the middle of the cue ball with that right hand side. I thought he would go into them with a lot more pace than that. I think he's okay. He's got a red to the right middle.
27. 28.
I think if I was to say
33.
give Judd Trump a weakness anywhere in his game, and it's only a slight weakness, it's playing with the wrist. Because he's left-handed, he plays with the wrist right-handed, he just looks awkward. He doesn't seem to go through the cue ball as positively.
34.
But again, it's a very slight weakness. Doesn't use it very often because obviously he can play very well with his right hand.
$39. 40. $47. 48.
He'll be disappointed, I'm sure. After winning that match this afternoon, he'll be really looking forward to the match tonight. And another crack at the world
67.
champion after losing last week, or the weekend, I should say.
68.
Well, he's got an admirable thirst for century breaks,
75.
as Judd Trump.
76.
Believes he will get to 1,000. In that belief, I agree with him completely. Well past 1,000.
81.
I think he'll get pretty close. I don't think he's playing in the Championship League, but I think he'll get pretty close to 100 this
82.
season if he keeps getting to the latter stages of all the big tournaments.
Well, this would be his 30th of the campaign.
$87. 89.
And the good thing here, he doesn't need the pink.
92. 96. 101.
Don't you just love it? What a shot! Look at the bend on that keyboard. Should be allowed. Extraordinary stuff from Judd Trump. 3-0 ahead. One-way traffic. the world champion is halfway towards a place in the semi-finals of the
Thank you.
champion of champions.
Round 4.
And he's in total
Round
command
break.
against Thepchaiya Nu. And I would hazard a guess, Stephen, big crowd in tonight. They'll be wanting Trump to get well in front in this frame to see more exhibition shots from him, as we saw at the end of the third frame. Some remarkable stuff.
Well, I mean, just some of the shots. As I've said many times, he plays shots that no other players play. And look at this. Look at the speed this is going at. The effortless power on the cue ball. Scary.
That's round 4.
Empathy from the audience.
Judd Trump just playing another break-off shot, basically. And he's left this red to left corner, but there's no path for the cue ball, so it'll be all or nothing. So I don't think he'll go for it. I think it'll be leave the cue ball on this black cushion, send the red back up the table.
What a shot. What a shot that was. Such a small passage of pocket. Very acute angle, no room for error. Now, I think subtly there, that tells you how quick the table is. When he hit that black, he thought he was short.
9. $16. 17.
'Well, that's third black coming up. If this shot goes well, cue ball just stunned through that gap. Thought he may have gone through the gap trying to develop more reds. I don't know if he can stay on the black after this red.
24.
I think if there was an opportunity there, Phil, he'd go for it. He's got command of this match completely at the moment. He's obviously playing with supreme confidence. That'll be the end of that, but what a shot.
25.
He made a 1-4-4 break on the way to winning the World Open last week.
30. Thirty-one. $38.
Well, if he's not come far enough for this red, and looking at the body language,
Yeah.
no, he's getting the long stuff out, so he obviously thinks he can get to. He's using the spider, which says to me he's going to put a bit of swerve on this because he wants to be aiming down on the cue ball. Can he get clean through to the red?
Wants to make sure the thick part of the cue doesn't stick in the rest head.
Yeah, just impart a little bit of left-hand side there to make sure he came around the back of that other red. Spider helped that. He's good aim down on the tip of the cue. The way he's going, you wouldn't bet against another century here.
46. $47.
The starts of matches, especially against the top players, are so important.
54.
And Thepchaiya had 3 or 4 golden chances to get off to that good start tonight.
Did you hear that, Brent?
Didn't take advantage, and this is what happens.
55. $60. $61.
Needs the black and one more red, but this is awkward, hampered queuing.
I potted that black as if it was hanging over the pocket, but believe me, playing those with topspin off 2 cushions. Okay, the frame was 1, but they're tough shots. They cued it beautifully.
77.
And they're becoming accustomed to sitting down watching Trump knock in balls. When they met in the final on Sunday in Yushan, Trump had a run of 141, the first time they ever played in the Antwerp Open over in Belgium. Trump had a couple of centuries in that contest. It was a best of 7. And he scored heavily also when they met in Bulgaria back in 2014. Trump winning that one 4-0.
$88. $89.
As I said right at the start, Mariko Arena is on
94.
Judd's way, and it's all going Judd's way.
95.
Intervals can sometimes turn matches. But from what we've seen here, it would need a radical transformation.
101.
I'm probably going to see the cue ball do some mileage here. 5 cushions.
$108.
No, that was a bit boring, Phil, wasn't it?
110.
If we'd played, we wanted our money back.
113. $117.
He never chalks his cue when he's putting these final colours. Now worry one day he's going to miss cue. But I suppose he just hits the ball so sweetly, it's never going to happen.
122.
He's given his opponent a clinic.
128.
A 128 break. Judd Trump's second consecutive century break. And with that, he takes a totally commanding 4-0 lead. The world champion looking mighty good.
Welcome back to the table, your match referee, Desislava Bojilova, and your players, Thepchaiya and New.
Only 56 minutes to build up a 4-0 lead over Thepchaiya and New, who had 3 good chances in the first frame, 1 in the second, didn't exploit them sufficiently, and then Trump was away and gone. 2 centuries, 114 and 128, taking him 4-0 up. And New's pride of performance means that he will want to at least win a frame or 2 if he can, but he won't have any thoughts of winning this match unless he narrows the gap pretty substantially. Meanwhile, he couldn't do much with that tricky position. So again, Trump is first in.
Yeah, what he could have done though was just drop in behind the red that was over the pocket. I don't quite know why he didn't play that. It's bad enough being put in trouble and given chances, but when you're just given chances for free almost, you're going to get punished for sure. He's been swamped, hasn't he, the last couple of frames of the first session. He's not putting up any resistance. That's something that you have to do against the top players.
He played very well this afternoon to beat Karen Wilson 4-3, but I wonder if he's suffering a little bit from mental fatigue. 2 matches in one day can
5.
be pretty testing. Meanwhile, Trump doesn't get position on the blue as he intended.
Yeah, well.
So after 251 points without reply,
Judd
Trump
5.
misses, but doesn't leave Unnu the easiest of starters. Nothing worth attempting, in fact. In the 12 months since this tournament last year, Trump has won 6 titles, including the Masters and the World Championship. The first of those 6 titles falls due for defence next week in Belfast at the Northern Ireland Open.
One.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Thepchaiya. Nice clean pot, decent angle on the pink. I'd love to just play the cannon on the 2 reds below the pink spot. Not sure if that's on. That's what he tried. Just missed them, but still on at least 1 red.
7.
A smattering of applause even for that comparatively simple shot. Everybody wants to see Unnu do himself justice,
7.
but that red eludes him.
For me, that's another case where it's like he doesn't want to build the break early, get 3 or 4 reds early, easier reds, and then think about getting on the black. I mean, even the way they was playing the initial
1.
red, it was difficult. Dead weight wasn't guaranteed a good angle on a tough black. I think sometimes you've got to just just a wee bit more studied in your shot selection.
Yeah,
I know that's the way he plays.
Judd Trump 1.
Trump didn't land on a colour, but he's left Unnu at distance. Doesn't look as if he can reach the potting angle on the back red. Played a swerve to hit the right hand side of it. And the cue ball somehow stays out. Needs all the help he can get.
Joan 1.
So the fluke red gave him the opportunity to lay the snooker.
Foul. Animus. Thepchaiya 4.
think what he's attempting to do is to play Bork side and the black cushion to hit the back red from behind.
Foul. And a miss. Down 4. Foul. And a miss. Down 4.
So that's 12 points in fouls. Trump won't be bothered about that as long as he can make the escape and leave everything safe.
Foul. And a miss. Thepchaiya 4.
Yeah, what he's actually worried about is the red that's second nearest the blue. You see, if he drifts past the red he's trying to hit, then he feels that Thepchaiya will take that red on. That's why he's probably hanging off the pace. See, he doesn't want to skip past the red. And again, he's not reached as he left one this time. Yes.
Foul. And a miss. Thepchaiya 4.
Trump turned away so quickly that he knew he just hadn't hit the cue ball hard enough.
One.
Yeah, if he's straight on this, not a bad idea to hold the spot. Why he's not held the spot, I've absolutely no idea, because he's now snookered on that red. Again, that's not so much a bad shot, it's just the wrong shot.
6.
Hold the spot. Send the blue out of harm's way. Black and pink were in the open.
Thepchaiya
Was always getting the cue ball
6.
behind the brown and green, but he knew that he should have had a much easier pot than that to go at.
Clever shot, very clever. Thepchaiya, for once, isn't tempted to play anything rash. Can you get the cue ball back in a similar position? Good effort, this. Covered everything down the left half. This is trouble. This time it looks no obvious return to baulk.
With the aid of 16 in fouls, Anu has built up a 28-point lead. So he would probably need to get in only once to clinch the frame. Trump did well to get the cue ball back as far as that.
Scramble. Thepchaiya no. 1.
What's your angle on this, Angles?
Yeah, I don't think there is one because the line's the black and the red just by the pink, isn't it? There's nothing on here. Whichever shot he plays, he's going to have to trust to some luck. I just don't think he can get to the red by the corner. The two reds around the black spot, if he can get to them, just hope to play on them with a certain pace that gives you some sort of chance of the cue ball landing on the black cushion. But even that's, well, extremely difficult. Trying to get this two cushions. Shot.
He has left a possible plant, but it would have to be hit absolutely right. There's no certainty. So Trump did very well in defence there. He's got to do so again.
Yeah, he might be playing this cushion first, trying to get it thin on the way back up. That's the shot.
Foul. And a miss. Thepchaiya no. 4. Can we have the screen football, please?
I think Desislava Bosilova needs a bit of help from the television match official.
Yeah. Judd. Thepchaiya.
Paul Collier confirms that the bubbles have been replaced accurately in their original positions. As intended. Trump plays cushion first to clip off the red and at least put distance between cue ball and the shot that Thepchaiya is going to play.
Yeah, he could pot this actually. Good chance of potting it. Quite a big pocket that. Well played.
1.
Yeah, the keeper almost played it as if he was trying to overcut it. Good thinking that.
Thepchaiya
Now,
no.
does Judd have a line to this red in the corner? Once again, probably not. Playing the red at the middle pocket. Good hit. Good result.
Well, everybody knows Trump is a potter and break builder, but he's got a very good defensive game as well. Even now, it's not the chance that Anu has been looking for to clinch the frame.
Shot to nothing on. The cue ball, I do think, will be going close to the right centre. So that could be a danger. Has he flicked it? No.
And if you're going to miss that type of shot, it's usually best to miss it thin. Otherwise, both cue ball and red come back down the table.
1.
So at last, a frame clinching chance.
4. Ten. 11. 16.
50 in front, so only a red and a colour required
17.
to leave Trump needing snookers.
Twenty-two. 23.
So the dreaded whitewash has been averted.
30. 31. 38. 39. 46. 48. 51.
Already Anu's highest break of the match.
55. 60.
Stunning right hand side. Gets on the pink on the unconventional side,
66.
and again similar shot for black. He's got all the shots. The question is, can he deploy them efficiently enough to get that back into contention? Meanwhile, that break of 73 gives him his first frame of the evening, but he still trails by 4 frames to 1. Thepchaiya's 73 clearance has enabled him to pull one frame back,
Thank you.
but he's
Frame
still
6.
got a long way to go
Drop trump to break.
if he's to get back into contention.
Yeah, there's a few things he's missing here, Thepchaiya. He's not seeing the moves there. The red goes to left middle. You know, I know it's far from easy. Judd's not even taking it on, but there's small little details that he I think has to learn if he's going to become a true top player. The frustrating thing about it is he's got the difficult part. He's got that down because he's got the talent. Just other little finer points of the game that he needs to just iron out. I'm sure he will in time. Because it took Judd himself a few years to learn the ins and outs of the game at the top level. Now this has to be thin because the 3-ball plant's pushing the red towards the left corner. That's if he plays the extreme right wing ball. Yeah, good decision to play the other one. The one above it. That was good. See, that's better. That was just a better decision. Now Judd's got that problem. Will he play the top one, the apex of that little pack? Yeah, he's seen it as well. Good stuff, this. Using the other red to get the cue ball. Sorry, my mistake. I thought he was taking on the one near the cue ball. They'll be shot to nothing. And this is going to be tricky. Once again here, just have a think. Side cushion, rest into the red. Yeah, that's a way. Yeah, looking keen like the 4-ball plant. Must be on because he's quite interested in it. Yeah, just set to the right jaw, so interesting. The distance between those two reds could be critical here. He might not be able to get this off the right jaw. Well, complete mishit.
Foul. Judd trump. 4.
He actually played the plant direct. I thought he was going to play the 4 ball.
So Trump has a direct way through to the plant.
One.
And he makes no mistake.
These are tricky across the nap. Yeah, well played. You won't even be remotely interested in the black at present and just pick off the reds and pinks quite happily.
7. Eight. Fourteen. Fifteen. 21. 22.
I'm waiting to see in a few shots' time how Trump peels the reds around the black away.
$28. 29. 35. 36. 42.
Yeah, wants to come up through the gap here, wants the pink into the corner, not the centre. Gives him better options. Those are the two
43.
reds, the two wing balls. There you go, easy access. Red, pink,
49.
16 front. Looking for two more reds after
50.
that one. Yeah, for once he just
56.
lost the cue ball. Looking at the red through the gap. Don't think he played on it, but oh, that's perfect. Just run through a couple of cushions.
57.
Some positional luck there. He's playing so well. He doesn't really need any luck. So he's now on the way,
64.
possibly, to his third century of the match, which would be
65.
3 and 4 frames.
$72.
And but for one shot of this
73.
break, and it might even be doing him a disservice. He may well have played for the red through the gap. His cue ball has been on a string. It's been perfection.
80. $81.
Tried to move the 2 awkward reds so that he could complete the century.
You might even try and move them off this. No, got the yellow. No, that's perfect again.
88.
Got them that time. Still got a bit to do though to reach 3 figures.
Judd Trump 89 and the frame.
Nevertheless, that was a beautifully made 89. It increases Trump's lead to 5-1. He's 4 up with 5 to play. Trump won
Thank you.
the World Open
Frame 7. Thepchaiya owner to break.
in Yushan last Sunday, but there's no sign of fatigue, mental or physical. And Yushan is a very long journey. It's a flight to Shanghai and then 8 hours by road or 2 hours by bullet train onto Yushan, and of course the same coming back. But Trump seems perfectly clear-headed, no sign of jet lag. He's played superbly today.
Another educated shot. He was welded to the baulk cushion there, so he's thinking, I'll play this one, and my next shot, the cue ball probably won't be in the baulk cushion. Like that. See? That's where the education comes. You can get the outside edge of the pack, hand on the table, so he's got the opportunity to just get a bit of control. Gap through green and brown will be his target with a cue ball. There you go.
It seemed to me that when Trump won the world title last spring, his attitude was, wow, I've won it. But more, it was, how can I improve? And I think he has improved, particularly on the tactical side, since he took the £500,000 first prize at the Crucible.
Yeah, as I was saying there, it wasn't even so much that shot that he's played, the last one, that was the good shot. It was the decision before it to push the red up and down. That gave him the opportunity to play that shot that he's just played. That's why Thepchaiya is in so much trouble. It's decision making. Yeah, see, the red that's left and below the pink, the one that's in the open, he'd like to skim off that in between yellow and brown, but he knows he's leaving a probable shot to nothing. The red's second nearest the corner pocket, so he's changing his mind. Push a red in and out of baulk, cue ball in the baulk cushion. Well, took a speculative effort. I thought he was going to play that, but actually that was quite a clever shot as well. He knew if he missed it, he would miss it in the top jaw. Half chance Thepchaiya needs to get something going.
Those shots are even more difficult though when you're up against it. It's okay if you've won the previous 3 or 4 frames and you're in the groove. As Trump is.
One.
Again, it was a good decision a couple of shots ago. There was no risk attached to it. Left a tempter for Thepchaiya, and looks like very much like he's going to reap the rewards once again. Because when he gets into this type of position, you know what usually happens.
8. Nine. Foul.
Well, unlucky.
9. Thepchaiya, no. 7.
Completely unpredictable. Would probably have gone on to a substantial, possibly a frame and match winning break.
1.
Had that red not dropped in the middle.
Six. 7.
Anyway, this capacity crowd would quite like to see at least one more frame after this. And this is a good chance for Unnu to give them that pleasure.
Thirteen. 14. 21. 22. 29. 30.
That nice little sound when he's in playing these type of shots, the little tinny sound that doesn't overhit the ball. Thepchaiya, that's the beauty of his game. He strokes the cue ball around.
37.
See, it's not as punchy, is it, as
38.
someone like a Mark Allen or even Judd himself. He kind of caresses the cue ball around.
45. 46. 53. 54. 61.
Frame ball then.
Thepchaiya 61.
But
8. 9. 16. 17.
the last red more difficult than the others. Particularly from there.
24.
Awkward shot going across the cushion rail. And Trump didn't
Foul.
even attempt it.
From 24.
But he played a poor shot.
4.
He went it off. And now Trump needs a snooker to rescue this frame. very high probability that Anu will be snookered. But Trump sent the red just a little bit too much to the left to have any chance of getting any penalty points.
Just while this little exchange is going on, going back to the red that Thepchaiya missed, the fourth last red, and he played the deep screw for black. That's something that he's going to have to just be more disciplined in. It's not being good or being bad. He's just got to roll it in. You know, when you've got frame ball at this level, there's unwritten rules in this game. You know, one of them is, when you've got frame ball, make it as easy as possible. And by just rolling it in, it was almost unmissable. So he's just got to brush up in little areas like that. And he's been a pro 10 years now. Really shouldn't have taken him this long to sort of, I say, it's all about discipline, that type of thing. But now he's got a chance. Put the frame away and close to 5-2.
Yes. Trump needs too many sneakers now, and moreover, Anu was in perfect position to go further ahead. Trump concedes, and Anu has won 2 of the last 3 frames. Trump still leads though by 5 frames to 2. Two left-handers in action, and another one, Mark Allen, waiting for the winner in Saturday evening's semi-final.
Frame 8, Judd front break.
Ragged break-off shot from Trump.
One. Six. 7.
Yeah, that was nice. I think sometimes he'd be too quick to go into the pack with pace. Just build the break, you know.
15.
Peel off a couple of reds. There will be options farther down the line to try and get into the bunch of reds. Like here and now. Got one to the middle. One to the corner is a chance to just plough through them with loads of top spin. Perhaps play it with backspin. Because where the pink is, it might come into the equation. Top it is. Decent result.
23.
You see, you don't have to go in first time of asking. That's the point. Go in at the correct time, not the first time. Yeah, this is a tough little shot though. Never easy, especially with the red spread as they are. Can't afford any more mistakes at 5-2 behind. Oh, that was gorgeous. That was, what a touch.
30.
No doubt
31.
about it, he's got the shots to be a top player, but has he got the knowledge? And there are some things you can only learn by playing a lot against the top players. And you can only do that by having extended runs in tournaments
36.
so that you play them.
37. Forty-four.
Oh no. Oh no, he's got to power stun that.
45.
He's got an angle on it. He can power stun it and play for the black to left corner. I know it's not his way, like, you know, but he definitely could have just pinched the pocket a fraction. And once again, he can't refuse. There's no need to play this. Oh, what a shot! What a recovery! Every credit.
It just shows how well he cues.
52.
Yeah, no, it's all part of his charm, isn't it? He just will not back down at any stage of him. It's almost like he doesn't ever play the scoreboard. Most players, myself included, there 50 in front, push the brown safe, and he's flicked another.
53.
Well, I was just about to say, after all that, he misses an easy ball. Nice to fluke it.
$58.
No doubt about it, he's entertaining us and he's brilliant to watch, but every time he's in amongst them, it's a roller coaster ride. You just never know what's coming next. No, that's no good. That's no good.
59.
Needs one more red. Can he hold it, or does he have to play a little cannon?
The ultra thin cup drops,
66.
but he's still not past the post in this frame. Still 75 left. Examining the plant from an unusual angle.
Yeah, he does have other plans here. I mean, the red that's nearest the cue ball, he could thin that onto the black cushion. Then a little safety battle ensues. And at some stage, a red, or maybe more than one red, goes on a cushion. And that's what he's going to play. Put the red in the black cushion. Oh, he's left it out in the open. But it's not a bad choice of shot, that's the key to it.
66.
Might actually find out if that was a 3-ball plant off this shot. It was.
Well, they're all going in.
Judd Trump 4.
So where does that leave us? Leaves Trump needing a snooker.
Yeah, just as well the second red went in, isn't it?
One. Seven.
Effortless cue power.
Eight.
Another red-black coming up, and then lay a snooker behind the pink.
15.
And the remaining red would appear to be the order of the day.
$16.
Yeah, and if he wants to give Thepchaiya, biggest problem is get the cue ball. I always say
23.
just get it just past the bulk line, but not near a cushion. No, he's made a complete hash of that.
Judd Trump 23.
Well, it was odds on that Trump would leave a snooker, but he didn't. $39 the difference. So even with black from the last red, Trump could only tie if he did successfully lay a snooker.
1.
It would have been nasty if the blue had dropped in. But as it is, Thepchaiya Anu from 4-0 down has won 3 frames out
7.
of 4. And in those frames that he won,
9.
he's made breaks of 73, 61, and this frame 66.
12.
So he's starting to put a modicum of pressure on the world champion.
16. 21. 27.
Thepchaiya Anu's recovery continues. He's reduced his deficit to 5-3, but Trump needs only one more frame to go into the semi-final. Judd will surely feel
Thank you. Frame 9.
a twinge
Thepchaiya
of
on the
anxiety with his 4-0 lead having become 5-3. In the World Open semi-finals in Yushan, Trump led John Higgins 5-2, but in the end he only just got over the line at 6-5. That red was worth an attempt, as it was the only one he could possibly leave. But there's a spring in a new step now, unquestionably.
Yeah, it's one thing you would say, wasn't it? You know, the way Thepchaiya plays, quite capable of winning a couple of frames in a heartbeat. And the other thing about it is, with Judd on 5 and the 5-2 advantage, there's no pressure whatsoever on Thepchaiya at the minute. He'll be, you know, his arm will feel as loose as a goose right now, so if he gets a chance, you kind of half fancy him taking it. That's why Judd's been ultra, not cautious here, but he's just making sure he gets a decent safety. He doesn't want to push any reds into the open. Expect this thin. See? He's wary.
He's had enough experience to know what could go wrong.
Yeah, it was a good piece of match play snooker from Judd again. Nice and thin, invite his opponent to perhaps push a red into the open, and he has. Can he knock it in? Yeah, good shot. On the brown maybe. To right centre. What's the angle like? It looks decent. Yeah, there it is. Tough pot. Got the first part. He's got on a red while he has. He's on it. Not perfect, but should be all right. Back up for blue or bulk colour.
5. Six.
Could have done with being 2 or 3 inches higher on the blue.
Eleven.
I know he's a good potter, but he's going to have to be taking this on. Gee, this is tough. That is a tough shot. Has he done any damage? Yeah, he's left a long one. Half chance, Thepchaiya.
11.
Well, when you play at speed and the ball doesn't go in, it can go anywhere. It can disturb the bunch. It can knock a red into open play. As indeed it did that time, but the chance eludes Thepchaiya.
One.
Not a bad result. He's on the pink.
Seven.
Yeah, going deep here. If he gets the cannon on the wing ball of the pack, he's on pink. If he gets past it, he's on the black.
8.
Good thinking that. He was guaranteed being on one of them. Good choice again.
Yeah. 15.
Always knew he was screwing off the bunch towards Borg and back again.
$22. $23.
So this is where Trump hopes to halt and News come back dead in its tracks.
$30.
Just can't quite lay the cue ball in perfect position the last few shots. He's just battling for it.
31.
That's a bit better. So, key shot now. Don't think he can hold for the loose red. Not too sure. Into the reds then. Looks quite satisfied walking around the table.
38.
You have to think he's on this red. Yeah.
$39.
See, but again, there's a case in point what he did in this break. He's peeled off the loose ones, build up the lead, and just make the potential counter clearance, if it were to come, just make it difficult for his opponent. 57 in front then, 2 more reds.
46.
They'll be in semi-final. Yeah, 2 more red
47.
colours that is, but nice angle then on the blue. Last chance saloon. Thepchaiya and now hoping that Judd messes up here. He's not gonna.
$52. $53.
Blue or pink would be enough to leave Anu needing a snooker. So the world champion reasserts himself in timely
58.
fashion.
$59.
It looked as though he would win comfortably, possibly by a whitewash when
Rambo.
he went 4-0 up, making 2 centuries on the way. But it's to Anu's credit that he came back by winning
63.
3 of the next 4 frames, making breaks of 73, 61 and 66 in the process. Before Trump
64.
got in this frame and stayed in.
$71. Judd Trump, 71.
71 is enough.
Frame and match.
Very entertaining evening. And Judd Trump progresses to the semi-finals to play Mark Allen, having beaten Thepchaiya by 6 frames to 3.
Yeah, Judd Trump has survived 1 or 2 scares.